One pre-primary child I asked कि बेटा आपका hero कौन है? So one of them said it was one XYZ. I asked one secondary standard student, who's your hero? So that person again said some other XYZ. So one I asked one 12th standard child who's having little sense, So he told my hero is Pushpa. Then I asked the teachers, have you ever told the students who are Preeti Lata Vadedar, who is Surya Sen, who's Battukeshwar Dutt, who is Captain Vikram Batra, who is Captain Anuj Nayyar? So they also didn't know who I'm talking about. So they are the real heroes. So parents need to understand, the parents need to tell them कि बेटा आप जिन्हें देख रहे हैं ये real heroes हैं. They are entertainers basically. And these are the real heroes. So when you inculcate these kind of values in your children, differentiating between real and real heroes, it makes a lot of differences also. The thing I would like to say for the youngsters and the children is at least contribute 5 to 10 years of your life for the nation.
How drugs influences teens, especially the youth.
Manufacturers of drug, basically they try to target the schools and the colleges. So how to make them, addicted to drugs? Not many kind of drugs like charas, ganja, hydroponic weed, gummy, MDMA and all those things are given to the children so that they become addict. And later on, if they don't have money from the parents, if they don't get enough kind of pocket money from their parents, they themselves becomes a peddler basically to peddle the drugs. And in lieu of that peddling, they get drugs. So they enter into a very vicious cycle of drug peddling and crime syndicates basically.
Good evening, and today we have Mr. Sameer Wankhede, known for his integrity, discipline, courage, and bravery in public services. Thank you for taking out time, sir, for parenting
Pleasure of mine.
podcast with Reena Chopra.
Pleasure of mine.
Thank you, sir. Sir, since I'm a mother and a psychologist, I want to know, how drugs influences teens, especially the youth.
Today in today's time, we have in our country the major issues. If you talk about is terrorism and narcotics, basically. Terrorism with God's, grace and fortune and good leadership, we have been able to control the scourge of terrorism. But on the other part, narcotics is, wrecking the cities, the urban cities, especially schools and colleges.
Yes.
And it would be wrong on my part to generalize, of one industry or one category of people into consumption of drugs.
Right.
It is spread all over basically. It has become a universal issue, right from schools, colleges, to hand societies, to slums, everywhere. Secondly, the peddlers and the manufacturers of drug, basically they try to target the schools and the colleges where the people, the secondary students, the college students, or the the secondary, primary, in fact, also sometimes. So basically, these people are very gullible. What you might appreciate. So how to make them, addicted to drugs? Not many kind of drugs like charas, ganja, hydroponic weed, gummy, MDMA, and all those things are given to the children so that they become addict. And later on, if they don't have money from the parents, if they don't get enough kind of pocket money from their parents, they themselves becomes a peddler basically to peddle the drugs. And in lieu of that peddling, they get drugs. So they enter into a very vicious cycle of drug peddling and crime syndicates basically.
Sir, I was watching a recent video which has gone really viral, wherein there was this community from police squad came for awareness campaign in a university, and one first year student asked a question, which was like, if it is easier for me to track a peddler for my consumption, how tough it gets for the police officer, for a police community to track the peddlers. Why are they not able to track it wherever we are easily tracking, like youth, like people like
I saw that also, but see what happens is it's very easy on the other side of the fence, and after that make comments basically.
Yes.
But here the issue is very dangerous.
Yeah.
Number one is there are a lot many kind of drugs which are coming to the country illegally. There are a lot many drugs which are being manufactured in the country basically. So we need to appreciate and understand these kind of things. Public to police ratio is it's a disparaging difference basically. So I would not like to justify that. Daily if you try to catch hold of any newspapers, daily if you try to catch hold of any journal, daily big amount of seizures are happening either at the port, either at the coast by the Indian Coast Guard, Indian Navy. Drug labs are being burst. Recently 32,000 kilos of methadone was caught by the Mumbai police. So you just understand the demand side basically. So police is definitely doing their job, and the law enforcement, they are also doing their jobs. The issue is only when efficient and strong law implementation plus awareness and help from the local society happens, then only we can fight the drug issue. There are a lot many times also what we see, any kind of me being a law enforcement officer, we used to conduct raids at lot many, communally sensitive areas, slums and all those things. For those kind of raids, finding a witness was difficult for us because the apathy was like that कि ये हमारा काम नहीं है, हम इसे नहीं करेंगे, ये पुलिस का लेना देना नहीं, हम नहीं करेंगे. So cooperation from the public was also very less for us during that point of time. So we need to stop it when law enforcement agency plus public support and awareness, they come together. A holistic and comprehensive approach is there, then only we can stop drug trade.
But do you think, sir, a layman will get very scared of being a, witness because उसको नहीं पता है कि कितना मुझे safety मिलेगा, how much safe my family would be. So how can we curb that? Like, what is your message on
Definitely,
that?
I understand. See, but there are a lot many mechanisms also where the information of the informer, of the person who's giving information is kept secret. There is a mail, there is a, helpline 1933 Manas helpline. There is 112 again police helpline is there. When you can immediately inform the police or the law enforcement agency and keep your identity also in a very secret manner.
Okay.
Secondly, if that doesn't work, if anybody personally wants to give any information and is not comfortable with the local police, with the constabulary or with the beat or police station, they can definitely take the appointment of a higher up kind of an DCP who is of the rank of the IPS or of my rank of an additional commissioner. So anybody can take a appointment. They have public janta darbars, they have public timing, they meet people. So during that point of time, they can give the valid information and as well as request or inform the police or the law enforcement to keep their identity in a secret manner. I'm sure if the information goes to senior higher ups, nobody will keep quiet. But the effort should also be there along with the law enforcement, basically.
Right, rightly said, sir. And thank you for sharing that information of the numbers. I think a lot of people are not aware of that. But again, coming back to parenting again, I want to know, like initially when a teenager or a young person starts getting into addiction or tasting or trials, what are the 5 or 3 top signs a parent must should watch?
See, there are a lot many takeaways basically when we give aways, when we understand a person is into wrong, vices. Number one will be, there will be a disturbed sleep pattern. If a person is sleeping all night and, during the day is getting up afternoon very late, so that means something is wrong. Number two, there are dark circles because suppression of appetite happens due to consumption of drugs. So there is dark circle. Thirdly, there are a lot many withdrawal symptoms also. For example, if a person is gone with his parents, the person is, under continuous monitoring by parents. If he doesn't get drugs, so there are a lot many withdrawal symptoms like blisters coming in, having serious stomach aches and cramps. So those things you understand something is wrong. Fourthly, a child is, very much on, mobile phone in the night. Basically, this is because whenever any such kind of activity happens, they need to go to dark web and after that, call the drugs from foreign countries like Netherlands, like hydroponic weed and LSD. So too much is into that. Fifthly, if a person is taking a lot of pocket money without any, plausible alibi or explanation, that means something somewhere is wrong. And appetite also doesn't eat food much. So that means something is wrong. You need to immediately come out.
Absolutely. So when do you think, since you have been into this environment for a very long time, do you think middle class children gets addicted and targeted easier or high end children gets targeted easier?
No, I would beg to differ here. The most people or children who are prone to drug addiction are the slum people, slum children, the underprivileged children, and the people who are living in the high-end society, like rave party, who have a lot of money with them, and psychedelic music, psychedelic disc, rave parties, and kind of high-end parties. Their drugs like cocaine, hydroponic weed, and in fact charas also hand charas. So that is basically these people are consuming. Simultaneously, these small children who are staying in slums, they are also very much addicted to drugs like cough syrups, codeine-based cough syrups, and NRX medicines like etizolam, diazepam, benzodiazepam, and all those kind of things, which are called as button, very cheap and easily available.
Amazing. So it's amazing for sharing this information. I think you have shared that extremes, high-end guys and the slum children are more exposed.
Absolutely.
Do you think that's the reason
Absolutely.
that could be the reason of absent parenting? Because in both the scenarios, the children are the parents seems to be absent in both the scenarios.
See, again, I would a very valid point what you made regarding there is a very big responsibility of the parents also. Basically, in lot many cases I've seen where high profile people when they were caught, the so-called high profile people. So when we took action at them, so they were very upset and angry with us during that point of time. And their answer would be, sir, how dare you catch us? Basically, हम तो हमारे पेरेंट्स के सामने पीते हैं इसे. हमारे पेरेंट्स भी हमको कुछ कहते नहीं तो who the hell are you to tell us?
Oh my God.
Those kind of answers we get. High-end society people are there. In fact, some of them, when we catch them, they tell us, our parents tell us, only consume natural drugs. Don't go for chemicals. Have weed, have grass, that is okay. These kind of things are there. So somewhere it is, missing from the parent side also.
Okay.
Thirdly, since you have raised a very, good question, again, parents, they need to have an introspect also. Introspect in themselves also. Because one fine day, every weekend, I, go to Nasha Mukti sessions. I carry out lectures in the colleges also.
Yes. So, sir, since you mentioned that, recently I made a content on this small child, 5-year-old girl, making dance moves on a very adult song. And there were millions
Right.
of likes on it and millions of comments on it, stating one portion, one part saying appreciating the dances and everything. Second one questioning on the parenting, like what made you dance a 4-year-old girl with these obscene clothes and obscene language kind of a song, and people were degrading that, those kind of people, like you have a bad eye on the child or you do not have any sense. Like, do you think that society is also reacting in a very odd manner, like unpredictable manner
Absolutely, very true. These kind should be, not encouraged. Such kind of thing. You are a psychologist. You know that how these things, how OTT platforms, how these kind of fake media influencers, how these kind of contexts play with children's mind basically.
Yes,
Rather than making a strong nation, where are we going basically? What kind of youth are we having? What kind of mentality of youth are we having when we, 20 years down the line basically?
sir, mentioning that OTT and everything, a porn and drug addiction has become very common on television, easily accessible to children from 5 to 25. Now, what is one message for those parents who are allowing TV in the bedroom and not watching what the content is being watched by the children?
See, I would like to state that these kind of contents. What I have in fact seen couple of things here, where you might be knowing there is a syndrome called as Stockholm syndrome.
Yes,
Basically, where you have sympathy for the villain. You
yes,
know, or a person who's doing anti-national things.
yes,
OTT platform. Lot many series are there. You feel bad when there is a legal action taken on these kind of scoundrels. Basically, so these things should be shunned and no kind of sympathy and no kind of heroism should be shown to such kind of criminals basically. They
absolutely.
should be, the children should only see and the parents should make them see content based things which promotes national idea, which promotes nationalism and which shows good ideals basically. Then only things will be fine basically. And the OTT guys should also have some kind of code of conduct on them. Okay, what kind of content they are showing.
Absolutely. Absolutely, sir. Already you are into a case, you're solving a case, and in this particular case, you were proving yourself. Now, how allegations and how much this was scary for your family? Like, was it scary for
No,
your
not at all. Not at all for me. No, no, not at all. Absolutely. I mean, this is a misconception basically. As I stated earlier also, these things do not, even an ounce of pressure it puts on me. Secondly, it doesn't disturb my sleep at all. Thirdly, my family, in fact, my family tells me more. Whenever अत्याचार के खिलाफ आप लड़ रहे हो, my sister, my wife, my father, they in fact, encourage me. Okay, whenever you're fighting injustice, fight hard. You go and fight. You don't bother about us. We are there to take care of ourselves. You go and fight. Prove them wrong.
right?
Fight more, with more vigor. Basically, they want to do that, and they tell me every time.
Fantastic. I want to know, sir, nowadays youth commit suicides as if they have nothing to do in future or there's no plan B. Like you are talking about courage and you are saying that it did not matter to you. You have your pattern of sleep perfectly fine. How do you encourage youth? to stay in calm, in place when they experience failures or when they experience challenges? What should they
See,
do?
there is basically there is no road to success without a puncture. I'll tell you. Every success has, somewhere or the other, some kind of obstacles basically.
Hmm.
Here in UPSC also you have 4 attempts basically, so you cannot clear in one attempt. With God grace, I did clear in first attempt. But in my past experiences also, lot many times I've seen failures also. It doesn't matter, and this is not end of the life. Anything comes in. It's not matter of your end of the life.
Right.
So they should be only worried for one, two things. For me, for myself, I will be worried only for one or two things. If anybody near to me is ill, basically, if they're not physically well, they're ill, so that will bother me. Or if else somebody has, lost their life, somebody very close to you. So only these two things bother me. None, resting, it doesn't bother me at all. So
Absolutely.
those things which really affect your life, you should be bothered about that, not these kind of material things basically. If it doesn't happen, if there is a failure, you go and do something else. It's not end of the world basically.
But sir, there are cases wherein children has written suicide notes. I am sorry, Papa. I am sorry, family. I couldn't do it. What is the message for that family, especially the parents? Why the child couldn't come back to you and say,
See,
I
that's
can't
very
do it.
sad. Basically, I have seen such things in our family also, such kind of things, unfortunately. But that's a very sad part. And again, I would like to have a request to the parents to have an introspect also. Okay, what relationship you have with your children also. I mean, are they very open with you? Are they sharing everything with you? Are you putting your enough, your time, your energy on your children so that they should be open to you to approach you in any such kind of thing happens
Yeah,
before taking any drastic step, basically.
absolutely. So one very important question: when a juvenile get caught with drugs, what is the imprisonment that they get? How much children should be aware of the consequences of doing something which they are not even aware or they do under innocence or influence maybe?
See, for hardcore crimes, basically only imprisonment and legal process are different. For example, a juvenile is caught, there is a juvenile home where a person is kept, but the legal proceedings will go as it is. If it is a serious offense, kind of commercial quantity of drugs or murder or very serious offenses which has been enunciated in the IPC and in the PNSS right now, so the law is the same for them also. The
Hmm.
punishment is also same as per the crime. Only legal procedure will be different and only the imprisonment will be different for them.
So there is no escape. It must be understood by the
No
children.
escape. Absolutely. If it is a serious offense, yes.
You have to bear the consequences. So please be aware.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
5 things a parent when they get to know, like my child has been caught by so and so thing, or drugs or something. What should they be doing? Because sometimes it happens, and parents have no clue. Like this my child was doing, or he was
The
intaking or
first thing,
consuming.
yeah, I understand. See, first thing, if you come to know, there is lot many Nasha Mukti mandals. In Maharashtra, for example, there is a single Nasha Mukti mandal which is reporting to the Ministry of Social Justice. So they have lot many branches of rehabilitation centers also. So either approach any kind of Nasha Mukti mandals, number one. Number two, if you're not comfortable with that, any government hospital in Mumbai have rehab centers basically where free of cost of kind of de-addiction programs are being conducted. Thirdly, there are a lot many rehab centers where if a person wants to go personally, depends on the financial status of a person, so they can go there and get themselves enrolled.
Hmm.
Fourthly, if there is a crime which is happening,
Yeah.
if there is a peddler, if there is a supplier in the area, in the vicinity, kindly dial 1933
Hmm.
or dial 112 to inform the police or the law enforcement agencies.
Okay, my question was different. I wanted to ask, like, now the child has been caught with the crime, like with drugs or something. What should be the first step the parent should be doing? Because it comes as
See,
a
it's not for the parents, it's for the police basically what they need to do. When a person is caught with drugs, for example, all drug offenses are non-bailable offenses. So first thing, if a person is caught with drugs, even consuming it is a crime. There is an imprisonment for 1 year and a fine of 10,000 rupees. So first the person will be arrested and after that he will be sent to judicial custody and the parents need to apply for his bail. That would be the first thing. After that, whenever the legal proceedings or the investigation is going on, if a person is a consumer, there is a section 64A of the NDPS Act which provides for immunity for consumers. If a person is a drug addict or a consumer, so he can approach the court for immunity from prosecution for from the case. For that reason, he needs to go the rehab process. He needs to rehabilitate himself. He needs to satisfy the court that he has been rehabilitated now, undergone a course, and after that, the court will take a decision regarding immunity from the prosecution. If he's immune, then he will be scot free and he can live his life again like a normal person.
So I want, since you are a father also, sir, everybody knows you through a case particularly, unfortunately, but then you are a father too. What are the three strong things that you keep telling your children to experience or to hold in this distracted world to stay focused?
See, I would, for the youngsters, for my children, for anybody, I would just like to say three things. One is say no to drugs and yes to life. We need to embrace life and say no to drugs. The second thing is you cannot have false heroes, real heroes. Have real heroes. I tell my children again and again. Every night for 10 minutes, I let them study. My wife make them study who are the real heroes. Like Bhagat Singh, Ashfaqullah Khan, Ram Prasad Bismil. Every 10 minutes we contribute so that their future becomes strong. And third thing I would like to say for the youngsters and the children is at least contribute 5 to 10 years of your life for the nation. You should have a pyramid of life basically, where Rashtra Sarvopari, that means nation comfort. That should be the apex of the pyramid. So number one is the nation. Number two is the community where you live, your society where you live. Number three is the society where you live, around your relatives. And number four is yourself. So this should be the chain of things for you. So these are the three things what I would like to share with the children.
Absolutely. Very superly asked question. Mental health of a mother in the house. How much important is that in raising children, sir?
It's very important. Basically, the person should be able to share these kind of things with the mother. Basically, where he's in any kind of distress, any kind of depression, any kind of rejection, any kind of failures. So the mother or the father should be receptive to these kind of things and try to ably handle that, and not whack the child or reprimand the child or hit back the child. Basically, so that will make the matter more worse. The mother should have the receptive thing open at least. So for that reason, the mental health of the mother should also be very much important. How to handle this kind of situation and to give solace to the child.
Right. Recently, you must be knowing working parents culture, working weekends, wherein no. So these technical people who are working, both the parents are working, and over weekends they consume alcohol at home in front of children or take children to alcohol parties. What is your insight on that?
See that these should be this is a very deplorable act basically, where the parents in front of their children consume liquor, do whatever they want to do. See, these things are vices basically. We should ask ourselves. A mother should ask herself. A father should ask himself basically. Okay, when a child is born, when a child is a toddler, can we substitute? Can we give the child liquor basically? Answer will be no, of course. Why not? Because it is definitely bad for the health. And tomorrow also, we have a population of 140 crore of people out here, and 20% are youth. We are going from a developing nation to a developed nation. So can we really afford being exposed to these kind of abuses? What will happen to a nation? So these the parents should understand.
Absolutely. Sir, one more question, but this is related to social media again. One of the very leading actress very proudly said in an interview in a podcast with a very popular podcast, they said that बच्चे मेरा आइटम सॉन्ग देख के खाना खाते हैं, and she's very proudly mentioning it. And now again there is another song from that actress and it is obscene in my observation. It's very obscene. So where are we heading? Where is the parenting going wrong? Modern parenting. How are we allowing children to watch something which is not meant for them? Not only allowing watching.
Absolutely, this is a very bad trend, and this should be eschewed. this is really a bad trend. Where are we going exactly? Again, here these kind of so-called film stars they should have a code of conduct, what they're speaking. Number two, again, the OTT platform, what kind of content they are relaying. And thirdly, the parents, what kind of heroes and what kind of these female actors are they are, trying to follow. So it is for all the three. It's not for only one single person or an actor making such kind of loose comments, basically. It is for all three to understand and have a retrospect, basically. And these things, in fact, such things go under vulgarity, and these people attract offenses of BNSs against them, basically.
Okay, absolutely. So I am highly delighted and thankful for you taking out time, sir, because in
Thank
today's
you very much.
thank you. So in today's scenario, it is very important that people like you should come forward and speak more around awareness, around parenting, around the distractions, around the dangers a youth and a teen can experience and parents must be aware of. कभी काम का स्ट्रेस घर पे निकलता है सर? डू यू गेट एंग्री?
Never, never.
नेवर.
I believe in switch on and switch off mode. Whenever I come home, my mind is completely switched off from work.
Fantastic. How do you cope up when you are very angry? What is one thing that
See, I'm fortunate to have such a wife and child. Rarely I've seen myself angry with them, and she rarely makes me angry. So only on, I'm married since last 10 years. So rarely I believe I've been angry with her, basically. So it's very rare occasion. I don't remember it also.
absolutely? I want to know like when you get angry, even at work or anything, any moment. Anger is an emotion. What do you do to control your anger?
See, when any kind of wrong words being used about my family, my own loved one, so that makes me only one time it ticks me off, basically.
Okay. How many transfers have you got in your career?
Around 8 to 9.
Do you regret any decision that you have made in any of the cases?
Never, 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 never.
Have you ever felt
Absolutely not.
Okay. Have you ever felt helpless looking at the innocence of the victim or looking at the innocence of the family of the victim?
See, it was never helpless, but you feel bad when you catch, when especially women, you try to, take action on some woman who's having children. So during that point of time, definitely you feel bad. Okay, you are trying to take an action on a mother, and that is the only point when I felt bad, or I might have experienced this kind of thing.
Absolutely. So I want to thank you, sir, for taking out time because it is very, I was looking forward for this interview because there are very rare cases and very rare people that I interact with who come out very courageously honest and unapologetically brave. So you are one of,
Thank you.
and I look forward to you the kind of national love that you have, nation love that you have in your blood.
I'm really thankful to the Paramatma, to Mahakal. I have people who have loved me, and I'm really indebted to them. And thank you for all the prayers of normal people, normal Indians who stand by me and pray for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you and look forward to meet you again in future. And thank you once
Absolutely.
again for
Absolutely.
your time. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Vande Mataram.
Hello, parents. If you find our podcast relatable, educational, then do subscribe to our channel. In the comment box, write your parenting challenges. We'll try to address them one by one. And never forget to share it with amazing parents like you. Because remember, by learning together, we can raise kind, confident, and connected children for happy families and happy nations.